Hey, what's going on guys? So welcome back to another video, and in this video I will teach you guys how to create this awesome button hover effect using just HTML and CSS. Now before continuing on this video, I want to thank you guys for showing so much support on our last two videos. Our introduction video got 400 plus views, and also our product card tutorial has crossed 100 plus views. So thank you guys for showing your support. And for those who haven't watched our product card tutorial, I will must recommend you to go and watch that product card tutorial, because I had explained every step to basically convert a product card design to code. The link of that video would be appearing on my screen on that I button, so make sure to go and check out that video. Also, I will be uploading more such tutorials on my channel, so make sure you are subscribed to this channel. And by the way guys, this YouTube channel is in collaboration with Newton School. I will provide a link to their website in the description, and also let's check out what exactly is Newton School.
Let's see about what is Newton School. So Newton School is a platform which prepares you for your career in tech. It has courses designed for working professionals, freshers, and even people with no tech background. That means even if you are from a non-tech background, you can also join this platform and can make your career in tech. Newton School will first train you for 6 months and will help you become an amazing full stack developer. Now you might be thinking whether this platform is free or not. So let me tell you a cool thing, that you don't have to pay Newton School anything until and unless you are placed with a minimum 5 lakh CTC. I repeat guys, you don't have to pay Newton School anything for the 6 months full stack developer training until and unless you are placed with a minimum 5 lakh CTC. And I think this is something that all of us should expect from any training program. So must check out their website for more information. I will provide the link in description. Now on their website you can see they have something called the Launchpad. So Launchpad is basically an initiative taken by Newton School for people who want to start their coding journey from scratch, and that too absolutely free of cost. This video of mine will be also available on the Launchpad section. You can go there anytime and you can learn basics of programming languages, you can practice quizzes, and even you can do assignments. These all things are completely free to do. Now let's start coding our shining button. Let's start writing markup for our shining button. I had basic boilerplate here, and also I had opened the output of our button for reference, as you can see. Okay, so let's start writing HTML for our shining button. So I will use a button tag for our button and I will give it a class of btn, and I will write the text of our button inside it, that is sign like this button. And also as you can see here, we need an arrow, so I will use a span tag for that arrow since we also want some styling on our arrow. So let's use span for arrow, and I will use HTML entity for our arrow. I had that HTML entity, let me copy and paste it. So here is that HTML entity, and you can see we got our arrow here. Also let me give our arrow a class of arrow. Okay, so that was it for our markup guys. Let's quickly style our button using CSS. So in CSS, very first thing I will do is basically I will center our button within the body. Okay, so I will target the body tag and I will remove the default margin that is given by browser. So I will give a margin of 0 to remove the default margin given by browser, and now I will give it a minimum height of 100 VH, and to center the button I will use display flex on our body tag, and I will use justify content center to align our button horizontally center, and I will also use align item center to align our button vertically center. So you can see our button is in completely center now. So now let's target our button and style our button. So I will target our button using the btn class. Okay, so I will target our button and I will remove the default background color. So I will make the background color transparent Okay, so we had made our background color transparent, and I will also give it a border of 3 pixel solid hashtag AAA in color. Okay, also we want the color to be same, so we will give the same color. Or you can also do one thing here, that you can remove this color from here, since if you will remove the color part from the border shorthand, so it will take the color from the color property. Okay, so if I will use red here, you can see the border automatically becomes red. So if you will remove the color from border shorthand, it will take it from the color property. Okay, so let me write hashtag AAA here. Okay, also we want the text transform to be uppercase. We want some padding around our button, so I will use padding of 20 pixel from top and bottom and 32 pixel from left and right. And also let's change background color of our body tag, so I will use hashtag 131313 for our background color. And that's it for our button for now. Now let's style the shiny element that you are seeing here, that is going from left to right. Okay, so let's create that. So I will use before pseudo element for that. Okay, so if you don't know about before and after pseudo elements, you can check out my this post that I had posted on my Instagram. It is barely 1 to 2 minute read, and I bet you will completely understand the before and after pseudo elements, so make sure to check out that post. Also, I am planning to upload a tutorial on before and after pseudo elements on this YouTube channel, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Okay, so moving on, I will create that shiny element using before pseudo element. So let's create that. I want the position to be absolute, and also I want it should work absolute in relative to the button element. Okay, so I will also give it position relative. So now this before will position it relative to our button. Okay, so let's define width and height of our shiny element. So I will give it a width of 200 pixel and a height of 120 pixel. And also let's give it a background color. So for the shiny effect, I will use a background color of okay, so I had given it a background color, you can see here. Also I want to rotate it a bit. Okay, so I will use transform rotate here, and I will rotate it by 45 degree. Now you can see it is rotated, and we want this to move from left to right. Okay, as you can see here, it is moving from left to right. So we will first move it left at the initial stage. So I will use translate X, and I will move it in the negative direction by 110%. And now you can see it is moved from its initial stage in the negative X direction by 110% of its width. Okay, so now let's style the hover and active states of our button. So I will use hover pseudo class, and I want the border to be 3 pixels solid and completely white in color when the button will get hover. As you can see, it's becoming completely white when we are hovering on it. Also let's change the cursor. Okay, so I want the cursor to be pointer, not the default one. You can see it's changed now. I also want the color to be completely white. So let's see, when we are hovering, the border and the color is becoming white. Okay, so now let's style the hover state on our before pseudo element. Okay, so let's style our before pseudo element when we will hover our button. So what we want is basically we want the color to be white. You can see the color is becoming white, and we want to move it from left to right. Okay, so we will again use transform and translate X. At the initial stage it was at minus 110% in negative direction. Okay, now we want to move it to the right, so we will use positive value, and I want to move it to the right by 115%, and also I want to rotate it more, and I will rotate it by 90 degree. Okay, on hover I want to rotate it by 90 degree, and I will move it from left to right using the translate X. Now you can see it is going from left to right, but it's a sudden effect. So for the smoothness we will use transition. So let's use transition on our before pseudo element. So I will use a transition value, and I want the transition for now, let's say for all properties I want the transition, and it should be of 1.2 seconds. And the timing function I had basically copied it from the cubicbezier.com. You can use any timing function, but for me it was good, it was looking good, so I used this timing function. Okay, now you can see it will be smooth. So when I am hovering this button, this element basically is going from left to right. I also want to move it up a little bit, so I will also use a Y value. So basically I will use translate. Now the first value will be for X axis and the second value will be for Y axis. So I want to move it up a little bit, so I will use minus 50 pixel. Now you can see when we will hover, it is going from left to right. And now the magical part that will create our shiny effect is just one line. Okay, so it's overflow hidden, and now you can see our shining button is ready. When I will hover it, you can see that element going from left to right, and it's creating the shining effect. So what is happening basically when we are using overflow hidden, the part of our before pseudo element, okay, so basically this element, this shiny element, the part of it which is outside of this button is getting hidden. Okay, so when we will use overflow hidden, the whole element, the whole shiny element was outside of our button, so it's hidden, and only the part that is going through our button is visible. Okay, so if I will remove the overflow hidden, you can see it is going from left to right, but if I will use overflow hidden, only part of our shiny element that is going through our button is visible, so it is creating a shine effect. Okay, so this was the main part to consider while creating this shiny effect. And now also this style some more things. We want to style the active state of our button such that when user will click on that button, I want to style that state also. So when the user will click the button and the button will be in active state, I want the background color of our button to be completely white and the color of our button to be completely black. Now you can see when I will click on this button, you can see the background and the color is changing, but again it's a sudden effect, so let's use transition on our button. Okay, so I will use transition, and now the effect will be smooth and it will look nice. It's not working, let's see why. Okay, so we have to click. Okay, so let's click, and now you can see the color and background color is changing. Also, if you want to add reflection to this button, let's see how to do that. So you have to use basically the box reflect property, but unfortunately the box reflect property is only supported in WebKit browsers such as Chrome and Safaris. So let's create the reflection using the box reflect property. I will use the WebKit prefix and I will write box reflect, and let me first type in the values and then I will explain you what the values are. Okay, so we had created the reflection. You can see here it's looking great, and let me zoom to 100% so that it will look much better. And now you can see it's looking great. Now let's understand the value that I had given to the box reflect property. So the very first value is the direction. Okay, it can be above, below, left and right. If I will use above, you can see the reflection will go above our button, and similarly for left and right. So let's keep it below our button. And the second value is the offset, or you can say the distance between our element and the reflection. Let's say if I will make it 10 pixel, now you can see the distance between our reflection and button is increased. Let me give it a more high value, and you can see the distance between our element and reflection is increasing. So it is the offset value. Let's keep it 1 pixel. And the third value is the most important one. It is basically a mask that is used to create an overlay effect on our reflection to make it look more natural. Okay, so if you will remove this part, you can see there is no overlay effect on our reflection and it's not looking much natural. So we use a overlay effect here, and I am using linear gradient because the transparent part is invisible and the black part will be visible. So if we will use complete black color here, you can see the black part is completely visible, but we want it to make look more natural, so we use black color with transparency. Okay, so I will use RGBA format and I will use black color but with a slight transparency to make the reflection more natural. So I will use 0.4 in the alpha value, and now you can see the reflection is looking more natural and our button is almost done. Let's style the last part, that is our arrow. Okay, so let's style our arrow, and I will target our arrow using the class selector. Let's first basically target arrow when we will hover the button. So we want to target the arrow when we will hover the button, and when hovering we want some spacing from left side. Okay, so as you can see, when I am hovering on this button, this arrow is getting some space from the left side, you can see. Okay, so when we are hovering on the button, we want some spacing from the left side, so we will use margin left 10 pixel, let's say 10 pixel. Okay, so now you can see it's moving to the right, and again we want some transition on it, so we will target the arrow class, arrow element, sorry, and now I will add some transition to our arrow element, and now you can see it's looking fine. So this was it guys. I hope you all liked this awesome effect, and also I hope you guys understood everything I tried to explain. But still, if you guys will have any doubts, please feel free to comment your doubts below. I will solve your doubt for sure. And also guys, many more awesome tutorials are coming. We will learn how to create more awesome web components. We will see how to make responsive web designs, and many more things are coming. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Also don't forget to check out about Newton School. I will provide the link to their website in description, and I will see you guys in the next video.